Unrivaled will forever change the WNBA.
For sure.
And the way that they do business, the way that they treat their players, any agreement going forward. Unrivaled did things that were unprecedented. And I think it showed players their value, and players in that upcoming CBA are going to ask for everything. And I think that they're going to have to make something work if they want to see the product on TV, right?
The WNBA is in a full-blown Code Red panic, but this time it's not about sluggish ratings or half-empty arenas. This is an existential threat. A new, well-funded competitor called Unrivaled is dangling a life-changing payday in front of their golden goose, Caitlin Clark, and the established league is sweating bullets. For decades, the WNBA has operated with a monopoly, treating its players like they had nowhere else to go. Now their worst nightmare has come true. A league that actually pays women what they're worth has arrived, and it's threatening to burn the old empire to the ground.
They don't put in extra work. They don't go above and beyond to hone their skills, improve their game. This is a club. This is a get-together. This is a player meet and greet. This is a hangout, and the WNBA is just where they choose to hang out. And the NBA and the owners within the league, they're funding this hangout.
Let's be crystal clear about the financial earthquake that is shaking the foundations of women's basketball. Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 startup league co-founded by WNBA stars, just wrapped its inaugural season, and the numbers are nothing short of staggering. The average player in Unrivaled pocketed a cool $220,000 for just 8 weeks of work. Now compare that to the salary of Caitlin Clark, the single most important and valuable player in the sport. In her second year with the Indiana Fever, she is set to make a measly $78,600. That's not a typo. The face of the sport, the woman driving record revenue, is earning nearly 3 times less than the average player in a startup league for a full season's commitment. The math isn't just insulting, it's a glaring invitation for a hostile takeover.
Can you feel it? Can you feel the panic reverberating throughout the WNBA dump? WNBA players think they have leverage. Key word, think. Now, in their defense, they do have leverage in the short term.
Now, I don't know what to believe from financials, but they got a lot of money backing them from TNT Sports and a lot of investors. And word has it that they came within $10 million of breaking even their first season. That's damn sight a lot. That's damn sight a lot better than the WNBA's done ever.
And make no mistake, Unrivaled is not just a plucky upstart throwing money around. They are a legitimate, well-funded juggernaut. League president Alex Bazal recently confirmed that their debut season exceeded every financial projection. They generated over $27 million in revenue, coming within $10 million of breaking even in their very first year. A feat almost unheard of for a startup sports league, especially when the WNBA has lost hundreds of millions of dollars over 28 years. Backed by TNT Sports and a roster of serious investors, Unrivaled is now gearing up for round 2, with its sights set squarely on the one player who could transform them from a successful experiment into the undisputed king of women's basketball.
Essentially stalled for a new collective bargaining agreement in the WNBA. For the first time ever, WNBA players think they have leverage. Key word, think. Now, in their defense, they do have leverage in the short term. The problem is, if this short-term leverage is used and the 2026 WNBA season is canceled, it could have devastating long-term impacts on pretend basketball.
The WNBA's own players have created the perfect storm for this takeover. During the 2025 All-Star Game, in a powerful act of defiance, every player walked onto the court wearing black t-shirts that read, "Pay us what you owe us." They have opted out of their collective bargaining agreement and are now demanding massive salary increases, with caps up to $45 million per team and individual salaries of up to $1 million. It's a bold demand, but here's the tragic irony. They are making these demands from a league that is reportedly losing over $40 million a year, even in its most successful period. They are demanding a bigger piece of a pie that doesn't actually exist without the NBA's constant subsidies.
I'm wondering, will the WNBA get within $10 million this season? I kind of doubt it, considering Caitlin Clark's missed, 13, 14 games or something like that? We saw ticket prices plummeted. We know the ratings have gone down in games that she's not involved with, which has drove the ratings down across the league. So I don't know.
This is where Unrivaled's brilliance becomes painfully clear. While WNBA players are fighting for scraps from a financially broken system, Unrivaled is proving that women's basketball can be profitable while paying its players what they deserve. The contrast is almost comical. Angel Reese won $50,000 just for winning the Unrivaled championship. That's more than 2/3 of her entire WNBA rookie contract. Paige Beckers is projected to make around $350,000 in her first year with Unrivaled, a salary that eclipses her entire 4-year WNBA rookie deal. For a 10-week commitment, it's not even a competition anymore.
In the All-Star game, wearing "Pay Us What You Owe Us" t-shirts, WNBA players whose salaries are subsidized by the NBA wear t-shirts declaring "Pay us what you owe us." They must have thought this was a great idea. Oh, folks, we're really going to stick it to the owners. We are really going to stick it to the league. We're going to walk out in solidarity with a t-shirt that says "Pay us what you owe us," and then they'll have no choice but to pay us what they owe us. Now, my question is, what exactly?
Now imagine the doomsday scenario that must be keeping WNBA executives up at night. It's 2026 and Caitlin Clark signs with Unrivaled. Suddenly the upstart league possesses the most marketable and impactful player in the world. But what if it doesn't stop there? What if Unrivaled, having already hinted at format changes and moves to larger arenas, evolves from 3-on-3 to full 5-on-5 basketball? Picture this: Unrivaled 2027, a full-fledged league featuring Clark, Reese, Buckers, and every other star, tired of being underpaid. They're selling out NBA arenas, broadcasting on a major network like TNT, and paying salaries that reflect their true value. Meanwhile, the WNBA is left with a roster of second-tier players playing in half-empty gyms, a sad relic of a bygone era.
Is that Paige Becker's 10-week commitment to Unrivaled? 10-week commitment, 10 weeks to Unrivaled. She will make more in that first year than she will in the WNBA, where she's only projected to make $78,000. And I know there's still some haters, some unbelievers mad that women decided to bet on themselves, make this startup that is already putting the foot on the gas, right? Already making the WNBA look bad. I understand that. And they're wondering how they're paying for it. Well, Unrivaled made $1 million in ticket sales this year. Unrivaled made over $1 million in merchandise sales this year. And that's not even counting like the jerseys.
Alex Brazel, the co-founder of the 3-on-3 Women's Basketball League, composed of exclusively WNBA players, told Front Office Sports that the league has signed nearly 90% of its player pool for the 2026 season. Quote, "We have a few spots left open to fill, and then we're pretty much ready to go."
The WNBA's response to this clear and present danger has been a masterclass in delusion. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert continues to talk about transformational change and hyper-growth, all while offering players the same broken revenue-sharing model that has kept them financially suppressed for nearly 3 decades. It's like watching someone try to put out a 5-alarm house fire with a squirt gun while the fire department is parked across the street offering a much better hose.
I've been telling y'all this. The league doesn't like Unrivaled. I'm tired of going back and forth with people that's no business will want you to work for them and then basically replicate their business and try to make it better and all that type of stuff. No business does that. So it baffles my mind how a lot of y'all sit back and think, oh, the WNBA loves Unrivaled. No, they don't.
It continues to show that this league is where people want to be because they treat them right. They're providing the resources for them. They're promoting them the way they should be promoted. And that's what women's basketball players deserve. That's what women deserve. A lot of you may be wondering, well, why can Unrivaled do it and why can't the WNBA do it? The WNBA can do it, but you need to understand can and will and choose to are all different things.
But the most infuriating and self-destructive part of this entire saga is how the WNBA treated Caitlin Clark from day one. They had a franchise-saving, league-altering superstar fall into their laps, and what did they do? They let their own veteran players turn her into a human punching bag. They stood by silently as she was cheap-shotted on the court and trashed in the media for the crime of being too popular. It's the most historically backward business strategy imaginable, actively trying to sabotage your own biggest draw because of petty jealousy. If you think the WNBA has completely mismanaged the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, hit that like button and tell me your thoughts in the comments.
Unrivaled is making moves. Unrivaled is making moves, and they making them in a major way, y'all. They are making moves in a major way. Unrivaled announced the signings of look, they're going and getting the young, popping, upcoming talent. WNBA, y'all better figure something out. Y'all better figure something out. Unrivaled is making moves. We already see the players talking about they are willing to strike. They want what they want. Pay us what you owe. Pay us what you owe.
While the WNBA was fostering this toxic environment, Unrivaled was rolling out the red carpet. They are providing their athletes with luxury apartments, personal chefs, full-time childcare services, state-of-the-art recovery facilities, and even a Sephora-sponsored glam room. They understand that treating athletes like professionals is about more than a paycheck. It's about creating an environment where they can succeed. The WNBA's idea of player care, until very recently, was telling players to be grateful for the commercial flights they were forced to take.
Now, the WNBA has allowed players to play in off-season leagues for however long because they know that they are not paying them high enough salaries. Now, the goal of all the WNBA players, including Nafisa and Stewie, which is why they started Unrivaled, is to be able to pay the players more, give them livable wages, make it so they didn't have to go overseas, and I commend them for that. I think it's fantastic what they did with Unrivaled.
The clock is ticking. The WNBA has until October to reach a new collective bargaining agreement, or they face the first work stoppage in league history. But now, they aren't just negotiating with their players' union, they are negotiating against a direct competitor that has already proven it can do everything the WNBA claims is impossible. The beautiful irony is that Unrivaled was co-founded by two WNBA veterans, Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, who simply got tired of the excuses. They didn't beg for permission. They went out, raised capital, and built the league they always wanted. It's a stunning display of entrepreneurship that makes the WNBA's stagnant, subsidized model look pathetic by comparison.
WNBA is still under this major umbrella of the NBA, and a lot of that affects the way they do things. As long as the WNBA is in this 360 deal with the NBA, you're not going to see them promoting their players, paying their players, all the things that Unrivaled is able to do because they don't have that middleman.
This is what happens when you take your talent for granted. The WNBA spent decades telling players to be grateful for the crumbs, never imagining that someone would come along and offer them the whole meal. Now they are facing an existential crisis of their own making. Unrivaled isn't just offering more money, they're offering respect, equity, and a business model that rewards success. They are showing the world what the WNBA could have been if it had been run by visionaries instead of bureaucrats. The revolution isn't coming, it's already here, and it's being televised on TNT with competitive salaries and actual dignity for the athletes who make it all possible.